Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do some painting. Yep, some good old painting. So about a week ago, I ended up doing a watercolor sketch in my sketchbook of a cardinal, and I really didn't like how it turned out. I'm gonna show you guys right here. As you can see, it's a little sketchy. So yeah, it's definitely a little sketchy. So I do want to try that again. So this time I'm gonna switch it up and I'm gonna try it in acrylic, and then I'm gonna try to slow down just a little bit to see if I can get a better result. Before we begin, I do make a lot of creative-esque videos. If that's something you guys are interested in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. So let's get our good old wrist stretches going, and then we can go over to the drafting table and begin. See you there. So we're at the drafting table, and you know I gotta start every drawing session off with a good old pencil spinning and pencil twirling anxiety tricks, just to get the nerves off. Once I'm done dropping my pencil about 300 times, it's time to start laying down my construction. Here I'm really just starting to get the feel of each individual form and each individual major mass of the cardinal that I'm drawing. And to my left, you can see my iPad with my reference. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using a reference, and I encourage everybody to do so. So for all those curious minds, a little bit about the materials that I'm using. This sketchbook is an accordion mixed media sketchbook by Etcher, and my mechanical pencil is a Nik Pro with a 0.5 millimeter tip. I definitely like sketching with this mechanical pencil over a traditional pencil, mainly because it has like this weight at the bottom towards the tip, and the grip is a lot easier. And it feels really good in my hand. And for the construction techniques that I'm using for this video, I've learned this from drawbox.com. That course is amazing, and I do already have one video on my channel about that. It's titled My Experience Doing the 250 Box Challenge. I definitely recommend you guys go see that, just so you can be proud of my progress. I've made a lot of progress over this year. I've been learning how to draw. Now I'm basically wrapping up this sketch and just blocking in a few details of where I'm gonna add some darker colors, darker shades, and mapping out where exactly I want to put some type of texturing with the paint as well. There she is. The sketch is done. We can finally start adding paint on. For the acrylic paints, I am using the Winsor & Newton set. Right now I have the Mixing White, the Crimson Red, Lemon Yellow, and Cerulean Blue. So now to start, we have to move past this really frustrating phase, which we call the ugly phase. I know we all been there. We all hate this phase of the painting. During this time, I had a pretty hard time trying to get an even layer down. I am a super beginner at this whole painting thing, so bear with me with the mistakes that I do make, but that's what the sketchbooks are for, is to experiment and make a lot of mistakes, because that's definitely what I use mine for. One of my art goals this year was definitely to play more around with paints and watercolors and acrylics, just because I rarely really touch them. The medium that I normally use, I do a lot of sketching in ballpoint pen, so I'm completely out of my comfort zone with this one. It's okay though, because I'm gonna get through this. We gonna get through this, and hopefully we have a good looking sketch by the end of this. For the blacks, I did end up cheating just a little bit and used my Micron brush pen for this, just because it was a easier way, because I am only using the 4 different Winsor & Newton colors for my color palette, so mixing the black was gonna be a lot of work honestly for me, and I didn't really want to spend too much time trying to get black. Another challenge I had with this sketch was creating the darker tones, especially around the wing area. I was struggling a lot to try to get a decent amount of contrast to make the wing push out and not be so flat and stuck onto the body. To add a bit of contrast to this painting, I did end up using a fine liner to highlight some of the tufts of feathers around the body and definitely on the wings. And now to finally wrap this sketch painting up, I ended up grabbing some watercolors because I really started to get fatigued during the painting process of the acrylics, and I just slapped the watercolors for the grass and added a bit of sprinkles, you know. And there you have it. My cardinal sketch is completed. I am happy that this did turn out a lot better than the one that I did in watercolor, so that is slight improvement. A couple things that I do want to take note from this sketch is I want to practice my brush strokes for sure. And I definitely still need to slow down just a bit more just to try to get everything mapped out and things looking a little bit better, but so far I am happy with this sketch. Now the only thing left to do is to give this little guy a name, so leave a comment down below on what we should name this guy. Anyway, if you made it to this part of the video, I really appreciate you. If you guys are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And remember, anything you create is good enough to share. That is all for me, and I'll see you guys in my next video.